I had an email from a wise old Christian leader earlier this week in which he was reflecting on our current crisis. Someone had asked him, "What do you think God's doing through the coronavirus pandemic?" His initial thought was, "I have no idea and wouldn't dare to presume to know." But when he thought about it some more, he said the following. He said, "On reflection, I might venture to say that he is reminding us control freaks how little we really do control. And perhaps he's reminding us to be still and know that I'm God." I have to confess, his message hit home. I would never call myself a control freak, although my children might, and I know that I often act like one. The truth is that most of us cherish having control over our lives far more than we realize or are willing to admit. We have more control over our daily lives than almost any other people at any other time in the history of the world. We control the exact temperature of our homes, the exact time at which we wake up, the exact number of calories we consume on a given day. In normal circumstances, most of us control when we work and where we work. We're used to being in control and we enjoy it. More than that, we feel the need to be in control. We are like little gods who long to run our own little worlds and all who inhabit them. All of which means that when we aren't in control, we experience stress and anxiety. Many of us are stressed and anxious right now, not because we're afraid of getting the coronavirus, but because we hate not having control over our physical location, our schedule, or the stock markets. We feel powerless. This drives us crazy. If you are in this camp, and I reluctantly admit that I'm right there with you, then let me tell you why not being in control is good for you. It is a profoundly important reminder that you are a creature, not a creator. Being robbed of the illusion of control over our lives reminds us that we're not really in control of our lives anyway. We can't control our age, the era into which we were born, the wealth of our parents, the color of our skin. We can't really control our health as hard as we try. When it comes to so many of the big things of life, we're powerless. And the sooner we learn this, the better it will be for all of us. Not because I want you to throw up your hands and surrender to fate, but because I long for all of us to stop and sit with open hands before the creator of the universe, so that we might receive the good things he has for us in this season. We are creatures created by God himself. It's he who is in control. It's he who is ultimately responsible for you and the well-being of your children. It's he who carries the weight of the world in the palm of his hand. It's he who sent his only son to redeem us from our sin, to rescue us from death, and to draw us to eternal life with him. That dear old friend said it well when he wondered if perhaps during this season, God is reminding us to be still and know that I am God. The prophet Isaiah put all this into writing many years ago. I often return to what he said in times like this. This is from Isaiah chapter 40, beginning at verse 21. Do you not know? Do you not hear? Has it not been told you from the beginning? Have you not understood from the foundations of the earth? It is he who sits above the circle of the earth, and its inhabitants are like grasshoppers, who stretches out the heavens like a curtain and spreads them like a tent to dwell in, who brings princes to nothing and makes the rulers of the earth as emptiness. Scarcely are they planted, scarcely sown, scarcely has their stem taken root in the earth, when he blows on them and they wither, and the tempest carries them off like stubble. To whom then will you compare me, that I should be like him, says the Holy One? Lift up your eyes on high and see who created all of these. He who brings out their host by number, calling them all by name, by the greatness of his might, and because he is strong in power, not one of them is missing. Why do you say, O Jacob, and speak, O Israel, my way is hidden from the Lord, and my right is disregarded by my God? Have you not known? Have you not heard? The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He does not faint or grow weary. He gives power to the faint, and to him who has no might he increases strength. Even youths shall faint and be weary, and young men shall fall exhausted. But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. May the God who strengthens the weary and picks up the faint of heart fill you with good things this weekend as you rest in his gracious care and surrender control.